What's up, guys? This is Mr. Knows Hoops, back with another video today. And today, this is going to be based on the Atlanta Hawks. This was a video I was thinking about doing, but after last night's game against the Magic, it made me realize I needed to make this video. And that's just because, honestly, this team has been struggling lately, and it's something I didn't quite expect. I expected them to be at their lowest a 6 seed, and at their highest a 4 seed, depending on how the state of things were going. And currently, they are 16 and 15. And they are 19th in offense and 18th in defense, which is just something I never would have expected. And honestly, I think it's in part due to Trey Young and Dejounte Murray and them figuring out their fit, along with just overall injury issues that they've been having all year, with Dejounte having to miss games, Trey having to miss games, Clint Capella, and John Collins. Bogdanovich had just came back only a couple days ago, I believe. They were all hit with the injury bug. And I wanted to thank you guys for all the success on the most recent videos. This has been really incredible. But now let's get into some of the fun part, the analysis. As we're about to look at the half-court offense and defense provided by Cleaning the Glass, let's take a look at this first image coming up right here. This image here is telling us that the Atlanta Hawks are the 13th best half-court defense in this league, considering that they're in that half-court defense 80% of the time. Which is actually pretty surprising considering, again, they are 19th in total defense in the league, which means they must be giving up a lot of transition takes, which would mean that obviously that's not in the half court. But when they actually get set, it seems that Dejounte Murray and Clint Capella are definitely able to help, along with the efforts of John Collins, to try and get their defense to be solid when they're in the half court. And what's really crazy to me, as we're about to look up here, is the offense of the Atlanta Hawks. They have one of the worst half-court offenses in the league, and the problem is they're in that set offense the 10th most in our league today. Which means that even when they're getting set on offense, Dejounte and Trey just seem to be struggling to get things going. Which is interesting because, again, you have two of the better playmakers in this league, especially with Trey Young, and yet everyone seems to be struggling. And today, guys, we're going to break down three major facets of the game. And as always, guys, leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know what you guys want up next and what you think of the video today. And without further ado, let's get into why the Atlanta Hawks are struggling. And they are struggling in part due to Trey Young's struggle as a scorer on offense. Look at this shot he's about to try and take, but you have Bogdanovich, DeAndre Hunter, and AJ Griffin who are all open, and Trey Young is a good enough playmaker to make that pass. But instead puts up the shot with 17 seconds left on the play clock and just gets that brick, which does nothing for the offense at all. And now on this upcoming play here, what we're going to see is this set screen, and right here you have Dejounte, and you could also just pass it out right here to Hunter, and that's a great corner three. Or at the most, try and get the roll man, or give it back to Dejounte to see if there's another opportunity. But instead, he takes a shot that gets blocked. And the final play we're going to really try and break down here is again against the Bulls. JaMychal Green is on his hip and instead just tries to pull the floater when you have Hunter right there again at the wing to kick it out again to AJ Griffin. So what we're noticing here is Trey Young, first of all, is taking his career high in field goal attempts per game at 21. But his lowest in percentage at 41. And while he's taking 7 threes a game, he is shooting 29%. Now, some of these clips are going to show you Trey Young is also just missing some shots he would normally make. So I'm not too worried. And I think that's part of the reason their half-court offense has struggled, is that when Trey isn't as lethal of a scorer as he is, well, I'm going to try and cover Dejounte and some of these other guys and let Trey just try and out-playmake us, which in some nights he absolutely can, where he has 11, 12, 13 assists, but in other nights he's just not coming with it. The other big thing about the Atlanta Hawks is looking at Dejounte as a playmaker along with Trey. Look at Trey here not moving. He just doesn't move off the ball. Dejounte also has a struggle, but as we look here at this beautiful move, this is something Trey Young could have done in some of these earlier clips. It looks as if Dejounte's about to go for the shot, but instead now gets that double man attention from Shea and the other man and gives it a beautiful pass over to Capella for an easy dunk at the rim. And at the second play coming up right here, we're going to see the screen set as AJ Griffin here is going to cut straight up as it seems almost like a designated play. And easy, Dejounte just gets the ball to the open man and for a three-point shot. And finally, what we're going to look at here is this screen from Clint Capella, who then puts his arm out immediately with the body language of this is a pick and roll and gets a beautiful move down to Capella. Now, I am not saying Dejounte Murray is a better playmaker than Trey Young at all. But I think what Dejounte helps with them is their transition offense, which obviously is not going to help their half-court offense get any better. So we can see here we have a combination of issues. While Dejounte is an incredible playmaker for this team, and I think it is still what Trey Young needs, well, Trey Young isn't necessarily giving them the scoring offense that would then let Dejounte do what he can do best, which is get you either transition looks or really help your bigs or your wings really get to their spots on the inside of the perimeter, which obviously is going to limit your team. And again, Dejounte and Trey are doing the best they can, and I think it's in part due to the limitations of their wings or what they just don't have in terms of their skill or capabilities or talents or just physical size, more so with Trey Young. And finally, we need to look at this half-court defense or just their defense in general and what is it bringing. So as we see here, Dejounte is actually going to take advantage of Jamal Murray not noticing off of Clint Capella and getting the blindside block, which leads to incredible transition offense here from A.J. Griffin, who has silently been an incredible rookie for the Atlanta Hawks with 2 game winners in the past couple of weeks. And now here what we're going to see is this pass off here, off the PNR with Embiid. And while Dejounte is lagging behind, John Collins perfectly covers, considering P.J. Tucker at that point had taken no shots in the game as posing no offensive threat, which then leads to a beautiful block from Collins. And again, look here what happens. He gets Shea to his left, which gives Clint the easy lane for a block. This half-court defense is showing they have true capability to be something solid. Now, obviously, when you have Trey Young on the court, it's going to be hard to get the best perimeter defense in the league. But that's why they tried to get Dejounte. Because when they got Dejounte, they knew that they can cover that weakness, as well as making that defense into transition offense, as we saw with that dunk at the end of the last clip. But you guys, this Hawks team should be doing a lot better than they are. Watching their game last night against the Magic, they were up 12 with about 2 to 3 minutes left. And I'm thinking, this game's over. There's no way. They dominated at that point, and they were just running away with it. And then I turned my attention back from another game I was watching and see that it's a 1-possession game with a minute left. And I'm wondering, where in the hell are the Hawks going wrong? And well, what we've seen here is simple. So I think one of the bigger moves they should make is, honestly, they should be trading John Collins. At this point, the experiment isn't going anywhere. And while John Collins is a half-decent defender, the problem is with him more so effort. Is he actually going to put in the time and energy on the defensive end to help Atlanta be even better? And again, I keep emphasizing the guard play, and I think it's just because this duo could be even better. It's just hard to do right now with the current roster construction because Trey and Dejounte almost play 2 different ways. Dejounte's playmaking is very within the perimeter. It's very much so, let me get the PNR, and I can get easily with the roll man for an easy bounce pass for a dunk. And Trey Young obviously does some of the same thing, but he's even better at trying to drive in, and through driving in, doing a kick out or just helping guys outside the perimeter. So guys, what I'm trying to say here is this Hawks team has a lot of potential. It's just hard to do with their current duo, along with pieces like John Collins, who honestly just haven't gone anywhere, and it's about time they moved off. And I'm not saying this team is bad or it can't be good or they can't turn it around. I'm just trying to give you guys my thoughts on a team that we all thought was going to be a lot better. So as always, guys, this was Mr. Knows Hoops. Leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think. And as always, have a good one, guys. Peace out. Peace out.